Have you ever been stuck in a project that just feels like a complete mess of ideas with absolutely no clear direction? Yeah, you're not alone. Today, we're going to untangle that mess. We're going to show you how to create a crystal clear, actionable plan for success. So, let me just ask you this. Does this sound familiar? You kick off a new project, you find all the problems, and then, boom, the team tries to fix every single thing all at the same time. If you're nodding your head right now, you get it. This is such a common trap, and honestly, it's a fast track to frustration, team friction, and just blown deadlines. But don't worry, there is a much, much smarter way to work. Okay, let's start by really digging into the problem. We're going to call it the all-at-once trap. And, it's where a lot of good intentions go to, well, not succeed. See, when you try to do everything at once, you end up achieving nothing particularly well. The consequences are pretty predictable and kind of painful. Deadlines get missed, the quality of the work starts to drop, and your team gets completely burned out. And maybe the worst part? You get stuck in those endless circular debates about what to fix first. It's just a downward spiral. So how do we get out of this trap? The answer is to stop wandering around in the dark and start navigating with a purpose. It is time to map your priorities. Now, the official name for this is improvement priority mapping. I know, it sounds a little technical, but the idea is actually super simple. It's just a method for taking all those problems you found and organizing them into a structured, logical system that tells you exactly what to do next. And this really nails the core idea. I mean, you wouldn't start a cross-country road trip without a map, right? So why would you start a complex project without one? This isn't about guesswork or who has the loudest opinion. It's about creating an objective, data-driven map for your project's entire journey. Okay, so we need a map. Great, but how do we actually draw it? Well, let's look at a really powerful but simple tool that any team can use to create their priority map. It's called the Moscow method. Moscow. And yeah, it's a bit of a funny acronym. It gives us a framework to categorize every single task or improvement you can think of. It's the practical toolkit you need to turn that chaos into clarity. Okay, so let's break this down because this is where the magic happens. The M stands for must-have. These are your non-negotiables. If you don't do these, the project fails. Simple as that. The S is for should-have. These are important, but they aren't going to sink the ship if they slip a little. C is for could-have, the desirable nice-to-haves. And finally, W is for won't-have. And this one's crucial. It means you all agree these things are not a priority for this specific work cycle. And the real beauty of this whole approach is captured right here. It's not just about getting more stuff done. It's about creating a balanced, sustainable strategy for your team. It's literally designed to prevent burnout while making sure you're always making consistent, meaningful progress. So, what actually happens when you put this into practice? You are going to see 3 massive wins for your project and your team. The first win, and maybe the one you'll feel immediately, is that you can finally create a truly realistic work plan. Think about it. By separating your must-haves from your could-haves, you're basically aiming your team's energy at what really matters most. This lets you allocate time and resources way more effectively, you start hitting deadlines consistently, and you formally agree to push those lower priority things to later, which is the absolute key to preventing burnout. The second huge win is something every single project leader dreams of: a truly unified and aligned team. Just look at this comparison. It says it all, right? Before you have a map, decision-making is just a mess of conflicting opinions. You get those endless, frustrating debates, but after you create the map, the whole conversation changes. Decisions become objective, they become data-driven, the team has clear shared priorities, and that leads to systematic, focused progress. No more arguments. And all of that leads us to the third, and you could argue most important project win of all: you will build a fundamentally better final product. I mean, it's just logic, right? When you focus your energy on the must-haves, you are, by definition, tackling the things that deliver the highest value for your users. You're working on the features that directly make things easier and solve real problems. This system guarantees that the most impactful changes get done first, not last, which leads to a much stronger product much faster. So let's bring it all together. Let's chart your own path from that chaos we started with to the incredible clarity you can achieve. The journey is actually pretty straightforward. First, get all the potential issues out on the table. Second, organize them with a priority map. Third, use a simple framework like Moscow to categorize everything. Fourth, execute your work with that new, realistic plan you've built. And fifth, my favorite part, you get to enjoy the amazing benefits of a unified team and a fantastic final result. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Forget about the huge list of coulds and shoulds for just a moment. Right now, what is the single most important must-have that your team needs to focus on to make real progress? Answering that one question, that's your first step on the path to clarity.